All right, y'all. Welcome back. So today we are currently, I should say, Volcamin. We're in Elkhorn, Iowa. Elkhorn. And we are at like a Danish windmill museum. And we'll get out here and check it out. But that sign says that it's an authentic 1848 Danish windmill. This should be pretty interesting, y'all. Look at that thing. Wonder if you can go inside of that. They've got a little bit of information out here. This is a museum. We're gonna check it out. Oh yeah, you can go up in there. I mean, it's an actual mill made to mill flowers and whatnot. Oh, this is that one in Denmark. So I'll read a little bit of the sign, you guys. Between November 1975 and March 1977, the proud community of Elkhorn, Iowa, turned a dream into reality, raising more than $100,000 and using over 300 volunteers to locate, purchase, move, and rebuild an authentic Danish windmill. Recognized today as the largest rural Danish settlement in the United States, the town of Elkhorn began in 1864 with the first European settlers. You might be able to pause that and read it. It's a lot, but so we've got a museum, a park. There's a pretty sweet looking house that you can check out, I guess. And that's it, yeah. That's wild, dude. It's huge.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
First time in Elkhorn.
I visited a few years ago, and at that time I stopped at there's a museum kind of outside of town, and I went to that, and so.
The Museum of Danish America.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, so I knew I had to come back at some point.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, the windmill you're going to see and go through, actually it was built in 1848.
Oh, okay.
And it was built in Denmark. When we got it was living in North Snede, had moved a few times, but the ground grain, that's what it was built to do, survived the 2 world wars, generated electricity after World War II for a time. Now this is going to tell you about it, then we're going to come get you and we're going to take you through it, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the largest rural Danish settlements in the United States, the home of our authentic 1848 Danish windmill. Indeed, it is a real Danish windmill, moved here in 1976, reassembled piece by piece and restored to working condition.
Yo, this is really cool. I didn't expect any of this to still be like built and functional. I figured it'd just be a display, and the fact that I can just climb up these ladders and go up there. So I can't go outside, but you can see it past the window. Oh, it's too dark, or it's too light out there. There you go. Look at that. And then here's the millstones. So there's 2 of them in here. And this one just grinds along the bottom one. There's some grains. God, this is cool. And here's the catwalk that we can't go outside. But there's an old Viking like house and a bust. We'll go check out that stuff after we're done with this. And here's the millstone. Yeah, look at that. You can see how they grind against each other. That's cool, dude. All right, I have to go upstairs. Like, we gotta check out this whole thing, and these are very steep. Oh, the gear wheels in here. This is cool. So I'm right here now. There's the shaft. And look at the gears. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow, look at that thing. Like, that's a huge, huge timber up there. All right. Gotta keep going up, right? It does just creak and groan in the wind. It's wild. And that's it. There's not much space up here, and you can't go up any farther because you might get your brains mushed by that thing. It's not turning right now. You can see it. So here's the gear sets, and there's the big, I don't know, the mast is what you would call it, and then you got the sails out here, and that is right there going out. And then this whole thing, this whole top piece will spin in the wind. Right now the wind's coming out of the northwest, so it's blowing this direction. Oh, that look. Maybe it just wasn't spinning outside because the wind wasn't blowing strong enough. That is insane. This is really neat. Really neat. And that it's open. You know, and you can come wander through here. Oh, slowing down. All right, I gotta go back down the stairs. And you're supposed to go back down slowly, use the railings. Definitely don't want to fall. So you can see here where they engage the millstone wheel would engage there, and then it would turn the shaft. All right, let's head back down. And they've got beer and stuff in the gift shop, so we'll have to grab a beer. I did grab one for the video, but I think we're gonna have to get one. And they've got some old photos and whatnot. I think that's it there. All right, let's go outside and take a look at this thing. All right, well, I got beers. We still gotta look at everything outside, but I got beers and I got a couple of stickers. Just mill it, and then, of course, I don't know where I'm gonna stick these, but we'll save those for now. And then I've got a little something that we can try for breakfast. And now I'm running out of the room in the cooler because I've got an abundance of beer in there. And this does not have to be kept cold, so we'll just leave this out up here for now. All right, let's go check out everything else. I guess this Viking house is also open. They had like Viking hats. I should have bought one, like with the hordes on it, but can't waste all my money on junk, right? And then I'll probably gotta move the van over so I can get a good picture of it with the windmill. Oh, it started spinning again. There's a little hotel right there you can stay in. I don't know if you heard it in the beginning when I got in there. She asked me if I had been to town before. There is another there's a larger museum that's kind of right outside of town. I can't remember if they have a windmill there or not, but there's a big museum outside of town, like a Danish heritage museum, I believe it is. And here we have a bust of Hans Christian Andersen, 1805 to 1875. He was a famous Danish storyteller. So I guess that's kind of fitting for my nonsense, right? And the lady also told me that at certain times of year, and I believe it'll be this coming weekend, I think you guys will see this video on a Thursday. If you're out here, if you come this weekend and check it out, there's gonna be people staying in the Viking house, and like, I don't know if they call them reenactors or what, but there's a little sign. Better gear than good sense a traveler cannot carry, better than riches for a wretched man far from his own home. The Vikings lived in Scandinavia over 1,000 years ago after emigrating from Northern Europe. As Norse they were a diverse set of tribes and clans. They lived in what is now Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Scandinavians referred to themselves as people from regions, the men of the uplands. The origin of the word Viking is unsure, but by 1000 AD they were known by the name of Vikings. And they have like, this is like a traditional style of house. I'm not going to read every one of these to you, so if you want to pause it and read that, go for it. There's just a couple of more of these. There we go. This talks about some of their gods like Odin. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Thor before, Loki. People use the herbs. They've got a little gnome house. Check that out. All right, I gotta check this out. Doors open. So it's got like a big rock foundation. Or am I not allowed to actually go inside of it? Maybe not. Well, what can you guys see? So we're not allowed to actually walk in there, which is kind of a bummer. They've got like an old helmet over there. It looks like this is like a blacksmithing area, yeah, because they've got an anvil over there. And then, God, it's hard to see back there. I wonder if that other door, oh, it looks like I can open that other door. It's just a small house. It's really bright out here now. Oop, sorry about that. That guy right there. Oof. The doors are, I just banged my head on the door. Oh, look at this, just a central fire pit. I wonder if they would actually have something here, but maybe not. It just flows through. Bunk beds. Got a table. You got what's probably for like little kids over there maybe, so they don't roll out of bed. You got your drink. And some plates and spoons and whatnot. She said it was pretty cramped in here, but I tell you what, I would have zero problem spending the night in here. I think it would be rad, especially if you could have a fire. I don't know if they do it. I mean, it looks like they do. For sure looks like they use this thing. Cooking there. Big old steel pot. I could 100% spend the night in this thing. That would be rad. Yeah, the door's it's low. Close that up a little bit. It's cool. Yeah, and it's kind of like half built into the ground, it looks like. We've got a tiny little chapel over yonder. Let's check out this little hobbit house. Doesn't look like you can open his door. Nope. There's another old windmill right there. You can see that. One's spinning again. And you've got a tiny little chapel. This is actually a real thing. The Morning Star Chapel was built by Charles Walensky in Waterloo, Iowa, trained as a carpenter in Copenhagen. He immigrated in 1888 at the age of 83. Walensky built this chapel in his backyard and opened it to the public in 1951 as a place for prayer, worship, and meditation. There's 4 chairs. It says the chapel is 6 feet wide, 8 feet long, and 16 feet tall. Inside the chapel there are 4 small pews, a pulpit, and several painted scenes. That's cool. It's so small. But you've got like some stained glass-ish windows in here. It's neat. Oh yeah, and it says, you can barely read it, but morning, and there's a star, and it says chapel. Yeah, it's cool. And then one other little thing is they have like a miniature village. Ebeltoft Village. In 1982, at the age of 82, Robert Storkfeld, a Danish immigrant, built a 10-foot tall working windmill in his backyard in Sharon, Massachusetts. It was modeled after the one in Ebeltoft, Denmark, where he spent the summer at his grandmother's house during his childhood. He later decided to build a replica of her house, which once completed was set next to the windmill. His final work of art was a church completed with a working clock that was finished when he was 97 years old. Yeah. Replica of the church. There you can see the little clock on there, and then a couple of buildings here. Alright, well, it's cool. I wasn't expecting any of this other stuff here, but it's pretty rad. This is people got married right in front of this chapel. I suppose this wouldn't be a terrible spot for a wedding, you know, small town. All right, I'm gonna have to move my van so that I can get a shot of it with the windmill behind it, since I'm on the wrong side of the building. And then we'll get headed on down the road and find ourselves a campsite. Alright, well, we found ourselves a nice little spot here. There are a few spots here. There's an outhouse, and it looks like there's a dirty old creek over here that's probably too far down to worry about. Oh yeah. It's way down there. I'm not gonna climb down that, but it looks like there might be a trail right here too. Take a wander. I don't know. What is that? You guys see it? You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Is that like an old fire extinguisher made into a bird's nest? Can you guys see that up there? That's what it looks like. Or it's like 2 tins or something. Huh. Yeah, just a nice old campground. Van's super dusty now. I'm driving down the gravel roads, it'll be fine. But I think it's probably just time to crack open one of these brews that we picked up at the center there. I can't see anything. Alright, well, I grabbed these at the store, but this is what they had for sale at the museum there. Kronenborg 1664. It says imported from France, but lager beer brewed with Savior Fair since 1664, 5%. Kind of a neat can, though. With all the bugs out here, I should probably just go ahead and keep that closed. I don't have my phone on me, but let me grab that and give you guys a weather forecast here. Gotta put my permit in the stand over there, but before we crack this open, it's 5 o'clock already. And yeah, I figured I wouldn't get much signal here. I got 1 bar, but it's currently 65. Tonight we have a low of 37, and I don't have any heater with me, and I don't have a plug-in, but I do have a sheet, a sleeping bag, and a blanket. I'll be fine in the van tonight, that's for sure. Let's see what this is all about. It's tasty, it's darker, almost a little bit of like a sour kick at the end of it. It ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Brewed and canned by Kronenberg Supply Company, Aubernay, France. Well, the trees are starting to turn green here. I was hoping that there'd be more leaves, but can't really complain too much, right? There's some firewood here. A couple of the other fire pits had firewood in them, so I'll probably go wander around and gather that stuff up before I burn my own. But I do need that to cook tonight, so I should probably just get that going here pretty quickly. There's some junk in the bottom of that fire pit I'll clean out, but we're going to use dirty old grill grate today. Cheers, y'all. There's a bunch of foil in here. I'd rather not eat that. Trash. All right, I know I saw some firewood at one of these other spots. Let's go check that out. There's some decent wood. Somebody was here recently. But I could definitely burn that stuff. Not going to be able to do all of it. You can just carry it back to your campground that way if you're wearing a belt. Well, I've got some wood for later. Those will definitely take a long time to burn. got? So I grabbed, what is this? Firecracker grilling sweet corn. So we've got 2 pieces of corn in here. I don't know why I got 2. And then, so this is, it says it's a New York strip, but he said he was going to give it to me for the same price as something else. I don't know if it was like a ribeye or something. We got ourselves a steak in here. Nice hunk of meat. Ooh, I don't want to drop that. And I picked up some Misty's all-purpose seasoning. So Misty's is like a local restaurant, and they were selling this stuff at Hy-Vee, so I went ahead and grabbed some of that. We're going to use that on the steak. Pop this corn open so you can see it before we toss it on the fire. Don't know what I should do first. If I should set the corn on there first. I don't know. It's all sorts of seasoned up. Once again, I don't want to drop that. There you go. Can you see that? A little bit better. And yeah, big old hunk of meat. It's like 2 fingers thick. All right. Just says a time-tested recipe that will add zest to any foods. Natural seasoning, specially made for meats. Created by one of the finest steak houses in the Midwest. Misty's is pretty good if you guys haven't been there. I don't know if they have any other locations other than Lincoln. We're going to get a good amount on there. You got to do both sides. Probably put more on when it's on the grill because I know I'll lose some. Yeah. Alright. Well, I gotta see if I got tongs. Tongs right here. And whatever I need. Corner beef first. I don't know how long this corn takes to cook. We're just going to toss that on there. Well, those are sizzling pretty good. I should probably just put the steak on there. Should have maybe got it out a little earlier, but it'll be fine. That's a hunk of meat. Yeah, that looks good. A little bit more of this. And while we're at it, we'll just do that. Yeah. let's see what this is all about. This looks great. I like them a little bloody. Oh yeah. That might even be a little bit overdone. So good. That seasoning is great. Super tender. That's really good. Yeah. Bummer that I don't have any paper towels. I don't really want to like manhandle this corn too much. But we just gotta do it. I don't know what the firecracker is, but it's good. It's got a little tinge of spice. Not overly hot though, but that's good. That steak is really good. It's juicy. We could put a little hot sauce on the steak. I guess we could try it on the corn. So, we'll give it a whirl. Munchy sauce. Focus camera. Maybe. There we go. I don't know. Munchy sauce, hot sauce. Best served when high in the mountains. Well, we ain't high in the mountains. Crafted by Pepper Palace out of Sevierville, Tennessee. Birds are going at it. Ooh, that smells kind of strong. Doesn't smell bad. Dabber on there. That's some good flavor. We're just gonna do like so. That's not overly hot, yeah. That's a good sauce that you can use it. A little bit of pepper sauce. Shazam. Not overly hot. Just a good flavor. It's better on the steak than it is the corn, but it's good on the corn too. Like you could chop up your corn in that and make like a hot salsa. I don't think I'd eat both pieces of corn, but I'm gonna eat both pieces of corn. It's a good sauce, and I like it because it's a sauce that you can use. You know, it's not 2 dabs and you've done yourself in. It's dump it on there and have a good time. Get the flavor, the juiciness. I like that. The fat's good. Maybe that'll burn. They're big hunks, dude. Well, in the time that it took me to move the camera, the fire took. Can't be mad about that. Yeah, this is a good dinner. I like this and this. That's really good too. I'm digging this all around. Haven't made a steak in a while. It's all good. The fat just melts in your mouth. It's good for you. Well, that steak was great. The corn is obviously really good too. Some dirty grill grate seasoning. A little bit of rust and ash. Does the body good. I snarfed that. That was really, really good. I've never bought this seasoning before. I dig that. The hot sauce is good too. The corn was great. I'm curious what kind of seasoning was on that corn. I don't know. Maybe it said on that label and I should have read that, but otherwise, it was very tasty. Cheers, y'all. Well, all right, y'all. I've changed into my sweats and whatnot, and I grabbed my sleeping bag from under the bed because I'm going to need that tonight. I've got most of my windows closed. I got in here and I changed and I sat here. The fire was still going a little bit, so I sat here and watched that out the window with all the lights off. And it's 11 o'clock anyway, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and crash out tonight. I did download some new stuff on the tablet, but I don't feel like staying up and watching anything right now. Got all the doors closed and locked and whatnot. Yeah, I'm just gonna crash out. It's been a good day. No need to muddle my memories with some nonsense on the TV, although I would enjoy it, but I should get to bed. I'll see you in the morning, and we'll try this thing. It's a Kringle, an apple Kringle. We'll try that with our coffee, so. All right, good night, y'all. Dang, can never find the button on there. There we go. Oh yeah, it's nice here tonight. Oh, good morning. Oh, the sun's poking me in the eye there. Oh. Oh, man. See my breath a little bit. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's a little chilly in here. Oh, good morning, yeah. Good morning, guys. Slept great, though. Oh. Some light up in here. Let that sun maybe warm me up a little bit. Whew. Yeah. Slept great last night in here. I don't think there was another person that ever drove through here last night. I mean, nobody was here while I was awake, so. Yeah. I've got a Danish Kringle. A Kringle is a light, flaky pastry, usually filled with almond filling. Traditionally, the Kringle is in the shape of a pretzel, but we do a strip for easier cutting and serving. And it's an apple one. I don't know if you guys can see. It says apple on the bottom. But there are some cut up almonds on there. Not a huge almond guy, but we gotta give it a try. Oh, where's my coffee stuff? Got a new jet boil thing. Hopefully I have the jet boil. Oh, it's probably in my other tote. Where is that at? I did hear some turkeys last night. Never saw them. But they were definitely out there gobbling. Gobble, gobble. I don't know how to do a turkey call. Yeah, that's empty. That's just trash at this point. Don't need a ton of water. We're just gonna do 1 cup. In fact, why don't we just measure it out? So don't end up with a ton of hot water I don't need. So might warm it up in here actually. Ooh, that feels good. All right. So I've got some Juan Valdez coffee, instant coffee. The coffee from the Colombian growers. I think 1 heaping scoop in here is probably enough. And whatever I just spilled. Yep. Nice and steamy. Didn't spill too much. Juan Valdez. Wasn't there a tanker ship that years ago ran aground somewhere with the Valdez, Exxon Valdez, or am I tripping? I swear there was something like that. I don't know. Well, coffee's ready. It's a little bit warm. We gotta give this thing a try. I don't know about this. I don't know if it's like apple filled or I don't know. It looks like a pastry that's been folded over a couple of times. Yeah, can you guys see the almonds on there? A little bit. Oh, I make a mess. Oh, it's crusty. I mean, it doesn't smell funky. You can visit the Kringle Man, Danish Kringle and Pastries, 4234 Main Street, Elkhorn, Iowa. So you can go see dude if you want to get some. So there is a very small amount of filling in there. And it looks like it goes through the whole thing, but like I said, I'm trying not to spill this all over my dang floor. It's kind of harder and crispier. It's almost like a toaster strudel. You remember those things? And it came with like a a little sauce, like a creamy sugar pack. I don't know what you would call that, but that's what it reminds me of. It's decent. I can taste the apple. It's not too shabby. Yeah, just a good pastry. Some fresh air in here. Some cold air. I don't know, I should have put my thermometer out last night. My phone's not updating very well. Oh, it's updated. It says it's 36. Feels like 36 out there. Supposed to get up to almost 70 today. See what Mr. Juan Valdez's coffee is all about. I think it was the Exxon Valdez. I could try to look it up, but 1 bar of 4G would take a while. Not too bad, not too bad. Probably a little stronger than I like. I put a big old heaping scoop in there. Nothing wrong with an easy cup of instant. To go along with your Danish Kringle. See what it's like with some coffee. That's good stuff, man. I like that. Should we try to find a spot on this cooler for the Just Millet sticker? I'm running out of room without covering everybody's stuff up. Well, maybe right there. Can you guys see the cooler down here? Kind of. I can probably stick it right here. Yeah, we'll stick that right on the edge there. Let's see if we can make it work. Just millet, and it's a millstone. It's been harder to find stickers that fit on this little, on the lip. I got a couple on the front, but that's it. Yeah, I definitely don't have anywhere to put the big one. Not too shabby. It's on there. And we didn't spill our coffee. Yeah. It's a beautiful morning, y'all. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning. Well, y'all, another successful adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a good time yesterday. Checking out that windmill was neat, you know. I didn't realize you could go in it until I got there. I thought it was just a display, and the fact that it's still fully functional and they have people come out there so that you can check it all out when it's actually being used. And then the Viking house thing, that was really cool too. You never know what you're gonna find, you know, especially in all these little towns. Like I've said before, you know, you got to get off the interstate and get back to these little towns. I don't know if I got my door all the way shut over there. Anyways, yeah, you gotta get off the interstate and check out the little towns, you know. They have the coolest stuff all the time. And this park was cool. Kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. It's down a dead-end road. And yeah, I didn't see another single soul the whole time. Really didn't hear much of anybody either, so. But I guess on that note, I'm just gonna go ahead and close this one out. Hit the like button if you thought it was cool, all that nonsense. And yeah, as always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.